First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name in Yahushai, being the only name of the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching this word of truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. I want to go on this article. I've had this on my feed. I haven't been able to, and I had the opportunity to make a lesson on it. But it says Russia gears up for mass production of Sarmat ICBM Roscosmos. It says the state-of-the-art missile is also being prepared for new tests. Russian space chief says. Dmitry Rogozin, the head of the Russian Roscosmos space agency, said on Tuesday that the new Sarmat nuclear capable intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) is being prepared for a series of tests in mass production. It says the most powerful global range nuclear tipped missile is being prepared for new tests in serial production. Right now, I wanted to go into this because this all ties in prophecy. I'm gonna start here in Ecclesiastes 39:1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High," right? Which is what all we do, right? This is the goal, right? It's to be given the mind of the Most High. And what does that take for you to sit here and always have a word in your mind, always study and be in a ministry, right? But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof, right? Always thinking about it, always on your mind, right? Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecy, because prophecy. All right, let's get this. And we're always going to have our mind stayed on prophecy. This is Revelation 19:11. It says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him was called Faithful and True, and righteousness does he judge. Is that the right one? No, verse 10. That's what I wanted. It says, Revelation 19:10, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. So this is what we're supposed to have our mind stayed upon, right? It's not supposed to be on the things of the world, our personal lives and things like that. We got to have our mind stayed upon what the Lord commanded, and these things spell out major things, right? Because when you go into the prophecies, like we're going to get this stuff is being spoken about. You're supposed to look at the news and be like, you know what? What does this tie into prophecy? Well, if there's something being mass produced, right, it's obviously because it's getting ready to hit the market. And when it hit the market, it's getting ready to hit the market because it's getting ready to be used, right? So just get into some precept. This is Isaiah. Get a little small list. Isaiah 50 and whatever the Lord really gives us. So Isaiah 54 and 16. It says hit the wrong. Say 54 and 16. There we go. It says, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So when you're talking about these missiles, those smiths in the old world were known for being able to sit here and make alloys, right? How to temper the metal, heat it up at a perfect temperature. How many folds they needed to do to get Damascus still, right? At what point to actually quench the weapon, And the Smiths now are these scientists that come up with all these equations for the alloys that can house these missiles, right? Light enough that the propulsion system will work, dense enough that air currents can't really throw it off, right? Dense enough, but also light enough that it can handle high temperatures without warping. This is what their job is. So this is what they've done with the missiles. So the Lord created these scientists to be the new age Smiths, and they're creating a waster to destroy. And these ICBMs are going to be the waster to destroy. This is the part of the end judgment, right? That lake of fire. This is what's going to bring that lake of fire, right? It says, this is Jeremiah 50. And 25. Let's start 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. And Esau and America has striven against the Lord, right? And look at their laws, look at their way of life. Here it is, in the only place. This Esau's rulership is the only places in the world that you can go where you have women marching up and down the streets for abortions to kill innocent children and acting like this is a God-given right. The Lord never gave anybody that right to put a unborn child to death. That's the Lord's duty. When he feels, not for you to take it upon yourself because you think you're not ready. It's not right. Right? It says verse 25. It says, and Yahweh had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation. So the Lord's opened his armory and brought forth the weapons of his indignation. And this is that armory, the weapons of indignation, and the fact that the Lord is having these nations, right? Russia chiefly, because he's going to be a guard to the other nations. Why do you think he's sitting there mass producing these things? Because he's going to give it to his friends, right? So America can't do anything without knowing that this threat is in the pocket. This threat is a realization, though, because it's going to be shot off. It says, brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bulwarks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. Because these missiles are getting prepared to lay the land desolate. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, I got to start up on this. This is Isaiah 13:4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, and it's talking about the missiles, as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host to the battle. Right? Talking about World War III. It says they come from a far country, talking about the missiles, from the end of heavens, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. And this is the weapons of the Lord, their indignation. You can go to, let me pull up another Bible app. Isaiah 66:15, it says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebukes with flame of fire. For by fire and by his sword, right, going into the missiles, this is the sword of the Lord, right? For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. So that's how the Lord's going to plead with all flesh, by bringing a sword against them. So back in Isaiah 13 and in 6, it says, howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Right? There's a good scene in that movie, what's it, Iron Giant, the cartoon, right? Where that colonel hits the damn button, and everybody there just knows that their life is gonna end, and they start getting weak, they start losing faith, they say, hey, and that's exactly how this day is gonna be when those things get shot off, and you know you only have a certain amount of time because this new propulsion systems, these things can get to America in like 5 to 15 minutes, right? It says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinner thereof out of it. And this is what's getting prepared. The Lord is getting ready to lay the land desolate, and it's going to be through these missiles, man. Right? It's going to be through these missiles. The Lord created the waster to destroy. He created these things to be handled. He had given it into the hand of the slayer, and we're in a time now where the Lord is going to start issuing out that judgment. Pretty soon, these things will fly off. There's World War III going out. There's not only World War III, but there's whole economic crises going on, and this is spelling an entire environment of all hell breaking loose. This is only on this one. I didn't want it to be long. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 41. And it says, if I whet my glittering sword, right? Talking about the missiles, the reason why it glitters is talking about the propulsion system. When the prophets of old saw these things, they can only explain it as best they could. So if I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood. And what is the arrow that he's talking about? A code name for a missile that's been stolen is called a broken arrow, right? So that arrow, right, that's going to be strung on a bow, right, is those missiles. If the Lord was to come down in his greatness, right, in his large and powerful way, what would be his weapon on earth? You got to put it like that, right? And it would be these missiles, right? If I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. Do arrows devour flesh? No, but an ICBM missile does, that thermonuclear heat. And that the blood of the slain and of the captives, and for the beginning of revenge is upon my enemy. So this is what the Lord's getting ready to pull out. Mass production of these Sarmat ICBM missiles are getting ready. And Russia's not wicked for this, right? Really, they're just doing what the Lord has planned. You go to the book of Revelation, it talks about the 200,000. That's going into the missiles. Where it's talking about those horses, it's really talking about the missiles. You know, but Lord willing, this is edifying. Brothers, go ahead and look this article up. Shalom.